Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hello, my name is Shanice. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that way you stay notified whenever I upload new videos. And welcome to the family. So I will be reacting to a video by, Bailey Sarian. It's her Blood Countess Elizabeth Bathory video. So for anyone who's, unfamiliar with Bailey Sarian's videos, basically she'll, make videos on, the serial killers that has killed in our lifetime and, kind of, basically give backstory and then, the events that has happened and everything after that. So we'll be reacting to the Blood Countess Elizabeth Bathory video today.
In on my face, like it's all head. It's very strange. So I thought, hey, what if I zoomed the camera out? Hi friends, how are you today? My name is Bailey Sarian and today is Monday, which means it's Murder, Mystery, and Makeup Monday. If you are new here, hi, my name is Bailey Sarian and today, or every Monday, shit, 2020 has been a mess. I sit down and I do talk about a true crime story that's been heavy on my noggin, and I do my makeup at the same time. If you're interested in true crime and you like makeup, I would highly suggest you hit that subscribe button because I'm here for you on Mondays. Yeah. So last week, I accidentally skipped the upload that I was supposed to upload here on YouTube. So sorry about that. I got sick. Yeah, thought it was COVID for sure. I was like, that's it. It got me. And, but I got tested and it came back negative. But it was just the flu. I know, I've been getting sick a lot this year. Like, I need to just chill. All right. So I'm back now, and that's really all that matters. Okay, you ready? Well, let me tell you, today's story is just it's like that. Most of us, if not all of us, maybe are familiar with like the evil villain cliche that involves like a countess bathing in her victim's blood, maybe to just retain beauty or youth. But do you know where like it comes from? Because it actually comes from somewhere, right? Well, today we're going to be talking about one of history's most prolific female serial killers, whose name you probably have never heard of. Or actually you probably have, because I've been getting a lot of requests to do this story. Please welcome to the stage Elizabeth Bathory, the Blood Countess!
See, I know we just, got into it, but if you, I want to say, Stay Alive. Okay, so if you guys have never heard of the it's a movie called Stay Alive, but it's basically, based off of, like, in the movie, it's basically these people playing this video game, and basically this video game is killing them. Now, it's stupid as it sounds, I swear, to me, in my opinion, I love the movie. It's a good movie, but that's the first time I've, ever heard about her. I'm not sure if they actually said her name, like as in Elizabeth Bathory, but the woman in the game, like the, main villain killer woman in the video game, is basically based off of her, because some of the scenes was, I'm not gonna say too much about it, but if you haven't watched the movie, go look it up. I swear, to my opinion, I love the movie.
Sorry, I had to. I just felt like that was the right thing to do in that moment. So today's story takes place in Hungary, and you best believe I'm probably going to be pronouncing a lot of these words incorrectly. I'm trying my best, and that's all I can do, and I apologize, okay? So Countess Elizabeth Bathory, she was born into the noble family of the Bathory's estate in either 1560 or 1561. So we're going back like 20 years or something. Historically, historians, they actually really don't know exactly when she was born because there was no written record of her exact date of birth at the time. So it's like around there. Elizabeth's father, his name was Baron George VI Bathory. He was brothers with the Voivode of Transylvania, Andrew, Bonaventura Bathory. The Voivode of Transylvania was the highest ranking official within the Kingdom of Hungary from the 12th century to the 16th century. So this dude is very powerful is what I'm getting at. He probably wouldn't appreciate me calling him a dude. Sorry about that. So this is the 16th century, you know, and people back then, they really didn't play around because what was going on was Elizabeth, her parents were actually blood relatives. The noble family took the saying, keep it in the family, to like a whole other level. Actually, they were probably the inventors of keep it in the family.
I wish they never invented that. You shouldn't keep nothing in the family except secrets, and that's not something we want to create as a secret. You know, it's disgusting.
But the whole reason why they would do this is because they wanted to preserve their royal bloodline. How do you do that? You sleep with your cousin, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that, but I'm just saying that's what they were doing. So growing up, it seemed like Elizabeth had it all. You know, she came from a family that had extreme wealth. She had education that people could not get, and she had tons of social power. And just like you and I, she had her own insecurities as well, you know. Elizabeth, she had faced some physical issues throughout her childhood and well into her adulthood as well. All of Elizabeth's life, she would suffer from intense and frequent seizures, which historians have assumed to be caused by epilepsy. Epilepsy was extremely common in children who were born as a result of family inbreeding. No, I'm not saying if anyone has epilepsy, then no, but that's what, okay. So the medicine workers in the 1500s can't say, you know, they were experts on epilepsy or epileptic tendencies, but there were a variety of disturbing and creative treatments used on those who were looking to combat seizures. I mean, it's the 1500s. So you got to start somewhere. I don't blame them. So one of these treatments, oh yeah, it's creative, included rubbing the blood of someone who was not epileptic on the lips of the person needing the treatment. So they would just get some blood and be like, you know, like I said, it's very creative. How'd you think of that? Another treatment they did involved a concoction, a mixture of sorts, consisting of a non-epileptic person's blood and a crushed up piece of their skull. So the person had to be dead. Take some of their blood, get some of their skull, okay, crack it. Mix it all together in like a pot stew. I don't know, a drink. But they would then drink it, okay? And they believed that it was helping or curing the seizures. Oh yeah. Could you imagine if medicine was like that today? Go get a body! Many historians believe that, you know, Elizabeth was doing this at a young age. Her parents would be, you know, setting her up with a doctor, and having her do these treatments. And many historians have speculated that these treatments were so ingrained in Elizabeth, her lifestyle as a child, that she leaned on similar practices in her adulthood when she began her murder spree, which we'll get into. But maybe because she was introduced to it at such a young age and did it throughout her life, it was just kind of, I don't know, normal or something. So besides the fact that they were super rich and like owned everything, Elizabeth grew up the same way that any other girl or royal girl did. Her parents raised her in a very religious household. In school, she learned Latin, German, Hungarian, and Greek. And at the age of 10, she was engaged to be married at 10. So being assigned to specific marriage.
I mean, okay, so I really have problems with I have major problems with the beliefs or the religions that it's okay for children to be married off at a very young age. I have a big problems with those, it makes me so uncomfortable. I don't see the I truly, in my true opinion, honestly, I feel like these beliefs are just excuses for, pedophiles, reasons why, oh, the child, in our belief, the girl need to be married off young to these old men, these grown men. So it's just, I feel like it's just a pedophile's paradise. Like, no. Okay.
Marriages was commonplace in royal families, as these marriages often served as political agreements between two powerful families and not so much about like, oh my god, I love this person. It's assumed that this was the case in Elizabeth's arranged marriage. Elizabeth was set to marry this man named Fairnick Nadesty. I don't know if that's right. I'm really trying. And this man, Fairnick, he would later become the chief commander of the Hungarian troops in the war against the Ottomans. Okay, so here's where it gets a little drama, okay? Like, this is where it gets a little juicy. Before their marriage, when Elizabeth was 13 years old, she allegedly gave birth to a child. Oh, yes, baby. A child that was not fathered by her husband-to-be, Fairnick. Oh, nay, 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 nay. It's believed the parent of this child was some kind of peasant boy who did work for the royal family. A peasant? No. Scandalous. When Elizabeth's family found out, I can't speak for them, obviously, but I'm sure that they were not happy, okay? They knew that this child would ruin the family's reputation, and that would not happen. No. Now, it's unclear if, like, Elizabeth wanted to keep the baby, what her feelings were at all, but the family forced Elizabeth to give away the baby to a local woman who was heavily trusted by the Bathory family, but they were pissed. You cannot have this baby. Now go sleep with your cousin. Damn kids. When Elizabeth was 15 years old and her husband Fairnick was 19, the two of them got married in one of the royal palaces in 1575. It was said that the royal wedding was super grand. There was over 4,500 guests that attended. I'm sure they knew all of them. So Elizabeth, she held a higher social and political standing, than her new husband. So it was best for Fairnick to take the last name Bathory because she was much bigger than him. So he did that and they kept the last name Bathory. So a wedding gift to Elizabeth. Fairnick, he gifted her his family castle, right? Oh my God, a castle.
I mean, they're cousins. So gifting you my castle is like gifting you your castle. Like, isn't that their castle anyway? Like, what?
Oh, you shouldn't have. Before the couple moved into their new castle, Fairnick, he ordered his workers to build a custom torture chamber for Elizabeth to use on her victims. And every inch of the chamber was built to Elizabeth's specifications. She was like, okay, I want chains and whips over here. And we will get into her torture chamber in a minute. I'm just kind of like building up to it, okay? Fairnick loved working. It's his favorite. This passion of his, loving work and dedication, would often mean that he would be gone for months at a time. And while Fairnick was away, Elizabeth would play. And on top of that, she would serve over their estates and manage their business affairs. So she did get work done too when, Fairnick was away. But outside of her daily duties, living in a castle, Elizabeth was said to have brought in various lovers that kept her husband's bed warm while he was away. Historians believe that Fairnick...
Oh, so she was getting it in while he was gone. The lady had needs.
Often participated in Elizabeth's torturous hobbies as well. But when he was there at home, Elizabeth wasn't as bad because she didn't want to be judged. But when he was away, she would really amp up. the torture. So Elizabeth and Fairnick, they had been married for 25 years when Fairnick, he died January of 1604. All of the records surrounding his death state that he had been suffering from some kind of illness for around 3 years prior to his passing. The illness was unknown at the time. Fairnick was experiencing extreme pain in his legs. I think I'm saying his name wrong. Let me just triple check. I just feel it in my soul that this is incorrect.
Fairnick.
What? Elizabeth's husband had an illness, and it was unknown at the time, but he was experiencing extreme pain in his legs. And the pain, it had gotten so bad by 1603, he had become completely disabled. After his death, Elizabeth had essentially nothing preventing her from torturing and killing to her heart's content. The ways in which Elizabeth would torture and murder her victims were brutal, and they often varied depending on what her mood was. You know, she's like, I'm in a bad mood today. And then it would be like really bad. Her victims were almost always girls, and they would be between the ages of 10 and 14, so young girls. In the beginning of Elizabeth's torture spree, she mostly preyed on young peasant girls as they were very easy to catch, very easy to obtain, and rarely they were sought after when they went missing or they wound up missing. Sad.
That's sad. That's not right. Like, basically nobody cared about them girls, even though they was peasants. So back in the days, only girls people cared about was, you know, the elite, the upper class. Wow, that's crazy. And why should choose young girls, like kids, almost babies? Okay. Was it because she had to marry her cousin at a young age and she had a baby at a young age? What's the reason? What is it?
Nobody seemed to really care. These girls were mostly the daughters of servants who were lured into the castle on empty promises of work. Elizabeth seemed to become a little bored of the young peasant girls and wanted to up it up a notch. They were becoming too easy for her. She's like, who can I shift my focus on? So instead, she began to put all of her focus towards taking the daughters of the higher-ups in the social class. These girls were often sent to Elizabeth's women's quarters by their parents in hopes that they would learn quarterly etiquette. Like, honey, you're gonna go learn how to, like, set the table. And instead, they get murdered. Elizabeth had 4 trusted collaborators working with her on occasion they would help like abduct the little girls at random from outside of the castle. Elizabeth trusted them. I'm sure they did it because they probably were going to get murdered if they didn't. Elizabeth and her collaborators, they showed no mercy for these young girls. For them, it was just like something to do to pass time, something they did for entertainment and satisfaction. So what was described most consistently when it came to the killings included severe beatings, okay? Burning or mutilation of the hands, biting, that's right, biting the flesh off the faces, arms, and other body parts.
Okay, that makes me so uncomfortable. So we're going to end this video here. We will have a part 2 coming soon. I will catch you guys in my next video. If you enjoy videos like these, go ahead and check out my other videos. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.